Sooner Boomer. Sooner, everybody. You guys know me, I'm Harry James. Notice the throwback trucker hat? You know what that means. It was throwback Jersey night in Norman. And in that game, the Sooner defense eventually just enough to hold off the Houston Cougars. 16-12 is your final score. All right, guys, let's do a recap of this one. Get this thing out of the way. A 16-12 win. Win, boys. Bright side, it wasn't a loss. Let's do the recap right now. 1982 Boomer Sooner. Don't go away. Welcome back to the review show, everybody. I think you guys know me. I'm Harry James. All right. The Sooners defense, eventually enough to hold off Houston and their Cougars 16-12. Stat buckets first. Stat yards for Houston. Number one, Donovan Smith, 620 yards passing through the air and a touchdown. Did have a pick in the ball game and a long completion from 44 yards. Flip side, our guy Jackson Arnold, just 174 yards through the air passing to throw 2 more touchdowns. Did have a pick, however, in the ball game and a long completion from 33 yards. Rushing the ball, Stacy Snead for Houston and Rashawn Stanford from Houston. Stacy Snead, 11 carries, 33 yards, 0 touchdowns. 16 yards was the longer run. 21, Stacy Snead. 26, Rashad Stanford, the second, also did a fair share of carries. 7 carries, 20 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a long run from 8 yards. For our beloved Sooners, number 2, Javante Barnes back in the habit. 12 carries, 40 yards, 0 touchdowns, a long-distance shot run from 13 yards. And our quarterback, Jackson Arnold, 11 pulls, 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. 13 was his longest run. Receivers for Houston first. Joseph Manjack IV did it that way, as did Stephen Johnson for Houston. Manjack, 3 catches, 72 yards and a touchdown, a long distance reception from 44 yards. Stephon Johnson, 5 catches, 57 yards and 0 touchdowns. His longest catch, 23 yards. Flip to our Sooners of Oklahoma. Number 6, Deion Burks, and 87, Jake Robertson. We'll start with receiving stats for 6, Deion Burks, who finished with 9 catches, 53 yards, and 0 touchdowns. 15 was his longest reception. Jake Roberts was second on the team in receptions with receiving yards, I should say, and receptions, by the way. 3 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Long-distance shot run reception from 28 yards. And then the defense. A.J. Holly and Michael Batten for Houston. Holly, 11 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks from corner. 44, Michael Batten, 9 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks, corner from Houston. While Oklahoma, here we go, the Sooners of Oklahoma, 28, Danny Stutzman, 15 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks, linebacker. And defensive back Woody Washington. Whereas number 0 for the Sooners finished with 6 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. Specialists 9, Liam Doughty. 6 punts for 40.7 in average, 2 balls landed inside the 20-yard line, 0 touchbacks, and a long distance punt for 53 yards. While on our side, Luke Elzinga, 8 punts, 44.0 in average, 5 punts inside the 20-yard line, 1 touchback, and a long distance punt from 54 yards. And then the kicker. Houston Cougars, Joseph Jim. Number 43, Joseph Jim, 2 for 2. 100% from 43 and 44 yards. No misses, by the way, for the Houston Cougars. While the Sooners, Tyler Keltner, 0 for 1, 0%. 1 miss. Missed it from about 43 yards out. And a long make of 0. So that is stats. Now let's look at the scoring. The scoring highlights for the Sooners and the Cougars look like this. First quarter, number 11, Jackson Arnold welcomes number 15, Brennan Thompson, to the correct side of the Red River rivalry. Boomer Sooner, as it says on the hat, with a 10-yard touchdown pass to the former Longhorn. Put the Sooners up 7-0 with 11:59 left. But with 4:29 left, here comes Houston, as Mike Staley would call it, with a 43-yard field goal up and good, 7-3 Sooners, 4:29 left. The answer was not a field goal, it was a touchdown. Because of a touchdown pass from Jackson Arnold, number 11 Jackson Arnold, to number 15 Jake Roberts. Number 80 for the Sooners. 14-3 Sooners. 12:28 left in the half. Then Joseph King, a 44-yard field goal up and good. 14-6 Sooners lead. No time left on the clock. Third quarter, time for the Sooners to answer. They can't. They don't do it. Donovan Smith, 44-yard touchdown pass to number 0, Joseph Brooks, 14-12, with 3:15 left in this third quarter. Sooners lead. No, 2-point conversion is no good. Fourth quarter, final stat of the game, a safety to add on to the 16-12 victory over Houston with 1:42 left, and it all goes out to Grayson Halton, who sacks Jonathan Smith in the end zone. Self-Patrol's offensive call of the game was an 11-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Arnold to Jake Roberts. The defensive play of the game, you cannot argue with Jake Halton, saving the day and the Sooners season with the sack of Jonathan Smith, 16-12 Oklahoma in the fourth quarter. And then special team specialist play of the game, 48 Luke Elzinga, a 54-yard punt. Malachi Muse fumbled the ball, and it's recovered by number 20, Lewis Carter. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. Catch this and all my other videos on YouTube, 1982 Boomer Sooner. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter, The Hype Man Harry. Also, these videos are on Patreon, Harry James Taylor. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I guess I'm out of here. Peace!